Hi, my name is Rob and welcome back to the Yamaha RGX-TT channel. In my previous video, I showed you a rundown of the Yamaha YG-1212 and some pickups and specs from it. In this episode, I've actually got a Obsidian Wire HSH kit, which is a pre-wired kit made in New Zealand. In terms of specs, it's a solderless install, has custom controls for the HSH Strat, and it also has some smart pots that can change between 500k and 250k for humbuckers and single coils, which is meant to give you full output and clarity for your humbuckers, but a traditional Strat tone for your single coils. And in positions 2 and 4, it automatically splits. And also it has 2 tone pots, so they behave differently. So in the bridge humbucker mode, you're on tone 2, and then when you go into position 2, you're on tone 1, then you go in the middle, you're on tone 1, then you go in the neck, the middle, you're on tone 1, and then the neck, you're just on tone 2. And it says clearly here, coil splitting requires 4 conductor neck and bridge pickups. So some pickups I've used, like the Yamaha center tap single coils from the RGX-1212, they have very funny behavior in a solderless kit. And same with things like the PRS USA pickups, which I've tried, which I'll also show you in this video. So it's to do with grounding, so you have to have a pickup that can be dual grounded. So grounded for one coil and then grounded to the other coil. Previously in my videos, I had these stock pickups and I changed the bridge pickup out to a Seymour Duncan and then to a Dimarzio Super Distortion. Now, in terms of setup, in the neck, I've got the Dimarzio Evo, which is at 12.8 kilo ohm. In the middle, I've got a Yamaha single coil center tap, only one side of it tapped. And then in the bridge, I've got a Dimarzio Super 3. And so that's what you'll be hearing in the sound demos today. Next to follow was my trying at fitting the kit. So when I got the cardboard cutout that the kit came mounted on, I thought, maybe I can just use this as a template. But as it turns out, there is a large plate underneath, metal plate underneath the pre-wired pick guard that actually butts up against the body. So I actually had to move the pickup selector further away from the edge of where the guitar body is. So I had to take some material away from the body. First I had to remove it from here to prevent the large plate from hitting the body. Then I had to relocate where the earth came up, because that was actually stopping the center pickup sit flat, because this section is quite shallow. It's only 15 millimeters. And last of all, I had to remove some material next to the bridge. The new pot, volume pot, was actually fouling this area, and it's very narrow. So where all the wires and everything passes through, it actually passes through underneath the pot, and there actually wasn't enough clearance here to allow that to happen. Here is my first run at fitting the pick guard. It was actually fouling the bridge, so I needed to remove a lot of stuff out of there. I also cut a second one, a red one, but it looks a bit Christmassy. And as you can see from the second pick guard, I needed to move the bridge humbucker a bit forward as well. So that was changed. So you'll see lots of holes in my makeshift pick guard. Here is the Obsidian wire kit fitted to my Yamaha 1212, YG-1212. There's a couple of things you notice. This is a standard 11-hole Strat pick guard, but due to the way the Yamaha are set up, the holes don't exactly line up, so I've only used a few of them. And also because of the 24 fret neck and this cutout, this deep cutout in the body, I've had to take off a bit more of the pick guard as well to make it work. The 5-way selector looks like a bit of a mess, so even if you use the cardboard they give you as a guide, it still doesn't work out, so I've had to do that 2 or 3 times. Now the knobs are the large shaft knobs as well. So the cool thing about these go-to knobs is they can be the large type, or you can wind the Allen key in and fit them on the small shafts. This is the original pick guard for the YG-1212s. So as you can see, the fit up is quite narrow and slim. So these pots are actually only 10 or 12 millimeters high with the solder on them. On the Obsidian wireless kit, they're actually 20 millimeters high, so you have to have that bit extra clearance, and there's a transition under the body where the bridge pickup and all the wires go through, and that's actually only 15 millimeters high, so I actually had to route out a little bit of the body to make it fit. Also under here on the switch, there's a lot of there's a big metal plate, and there's a giant metal plate all under this bit as well, and so that needs to completely clear the body to sit flush, and that metal plate needs to completely clear the body, and that needs to be all good. But apart from that, everything worked fine. I've also got the new jack that was supplied with the kit. The original jack, the Yamaha one, is this one, which is very strange. So it's got so many different wires on there. I've got no idea why. It's not stereo or anything. It does have really good contact though. So it's got double-sided contact in the jack versus like a single side. So I was actually kind of pensive about unwiring this thing, but then with how many wires are on it, I was like, how the hell do you even connect it to the new Obsidian wireless kit? So I didn't use it. I'm going to take you through and see how it sounds, and over the next few weeks I'll be demoing all the other pickups I've got in my collection through it. Now because it is so narrow, the body, I did originally try putting a bare knuckle Cobra in the middle, but because the bare knuckle Cobra is so high, this massive magnet on the bottom and then the other pickup on the top, it's actually too high to fit under there. If the wires were flush mount, I wouldn't have a problem, but because they stick out on the bottom as well, that's just another couple of millimeters it adds to the job, which means it's just not going to fit. So I'm just going to do a quick video of how it all looks when it's all done. So just going to show you testing the positions. So I've got this one and this one in the bridge position. Next one I've got this inside coil and the middle one. And I've got just a single coil, so none of these other ones. Then I've got this outside coil and this middle coil. And then I've got just the neck one. None of the other ones there. In terms of the sounds, with the tone controls, when you've got it split, you automatically get the 250k split in the sound. So this is using a 500k pot, and it goes to a, when it's split with these two, it sounds so much thinner. Better for the quack though. Of course the middle one's just the 250. And then the neck one's split again. So that sounds good. But with distortion, normally I can go to a distorted type tone. And get a better better sort of djenty rock tone in the bridge, but it just doesn't sound as good when it's got a 250k pot there. It sounds like there's zero bass. That's what it sounds like. So it sounds like all like high end. So I don't like, for clean it's amazing like now, but for distorted it kind of takes that away from you. So what's my final thoughts on these pickups? I think it's massively hot. It's 28.3 kilo ohms. It's got almost no bass, but for harmonics, for lead, for just the dynamics of the pickup, so you can turn it all the way off and have like a lo-fi vintage sound, like a PAF sound, and you can turn it all the way back up and have the most in-your-face massive distortion. Fantastic pickup. I think you can still custom order from Dimarzio. I recommend you do so. Putting this bridge pickup in the middle, I think I might change this one out. Sounds nice, sounds lovely, but just not balanced in terms of other high gain pickups, and I do have a lot of high gain pickups on the way. And the Evo on the neck, I would have to say it's one of my favourite neck pickups. The Dimarzio Steve Morse neck pickup is in my other Yamaha. That's amazing. This one is also amazing. The thing that's amazing about it is how smooth it is, and harmonics are still there, but the bass, there's so much bass, it's almost like a jazz type pickup where you got heaps of bass there. So lovely, smooth, creamy lead sounds, and if you fiddle with your tone controls, you get a great jazz box sort of sound out of it as well. So overall, really happy with how the Obsidian wires turned out, and it's going to get a lot more action. Thanks for watching. Bye.